Welcome. Today we will be reading lesson 363 in the workbook and from the text, chapter 31, section 7, The Savior's Vision, paragraphs 8 through 15. And now for lesson 363. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, he will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will he also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of him. He is in charge by my request, and he will hear and answer me, because he speaks for God my Father and his Holy Son. Allow the voice which knows the truth to be in charge of this day. For one's will is to be truly helpful, and to let healing and forgiveness proceed without one's interference. If words or actions are required, one will be instructed to do so. And if one's calm and still presence is needed, so will one be guided. For all who one encounters today have been sent for one's gentle blessing and embrace. For one only need be willing to serve the truth by forgiving the world for all that one misjudged it to be, and in recognizing the wonder and majesty of others, will the healing and the awakening be returned to oneself. And now for our text reading for today, from chapter 31, section 7, The Savior's Vision, paragraphs 8 through 15. Behold your role within the universe. To every part of true creation has the Lord of love and life entrusted all salvation from the misery of hell. And to each one has he allowed the grace to be a Savior to the holy ones, especially entrusted to his care. And this he learns when first he looks upon one brother as he looks upon himself, and sees the mirror of himself in him. Thus is the concept of himself laid by, for nothing stands between his sight and what he looks upon, to judge what he beholds. And in this single vision does he see the face of Christ, and understands he looks on everyone as he beholds this one. For there is light where darkness was before, and now the veil is lifted from his sight. The veil across the face of Christ, the fear of God and of salvation, and the love of guilt and death, they are all different names for just one error. That there is a space between you and your brother, kept apart by an illusion of yourself that holds him off from you and you away from him. The sword of judgment is the weapon that you give to the illusion of yourself, that it may fight to keep the space that holds your brother off unoccupied by love. Yet while you hold this sword, you must perceive the body as yourself, for you are bound to separation from the sight of him who holds the mirror to another view of what he is, and thus what you must be. What is temptation but the wish to stay in hell and misery? And what could this give rise to but an image of yourself that can be miserable and remain in hell and torment? Who has learned to see his brother not as this, has saved himself, and thus is he a savior to the rest. To everyone has God entrusted all, because a partial Savior would be one who is but partly saved. The holy ones whom God has given you to save are but everyone you meet or look upon, not knowing who they are. All those you saw an instant and forgot, and those you knew a long while since, and those you will yet meet, the unremembered and the not yet born. For God has given you his Son to save from every concept that he ever held. Yet while you wish to stay in hell, how could you be the Savior of the Son of God? How would you know his holiness while you see him apart from yours? For holiness is seen through holy eyes that look upon the innocence within, and thus expect to see it everywhere. And so they call it forth in everyone they look upon, that he may be what they expect of him. This is the Savior's vision, that he see his innocence in all he looks upon, and see his own salvation everywhere. He holds no concept of himself between his calm and open eyes and what he sees. He brings the light to what he looks upon, that he may see it as it really is, Whatever form temptation seems to take, it always but reflects a wish to be a self that you are not. And from that wish, a concept rises, teaching that you are the thing you wish to be. It will remain your concept of yourself until the wish that fathered it no longer is held dear. But while you cherish it, you will behold your brother in the likeness of the self, whose image has the wish begot of you. For seeing can but represent a wish, because it has no power to create. Yet it can look with love or look with hate, depending only on the simple choice of whether you would join with what you see or keep yourself apart and separate. The Savior's vision is as innocent of what your brother is as it is free of any judgment made upon yourself. It sees no past in anyone at all, and thus it serves a wholly open mind, unclouded by old concepts, and prepared to look on only what the present holds. It cannot judge because it does not know. And recognizing this, it merely asks, what is the meaning of what I behold? Then is the answer given, and the door held open for the face of Christ to shine upon the one who asks, in innocence, to see beyond the veil of old ideas and ancient concepts held so long and dear against the vision of the Christ in you. Be vigilant against temptation, then, remembering that it is but a wish, insane and meaningless, to make yourself a thing that you are not. And think as well upon the thing that you would be instead. It is a thing of madness, pain and death, a thing of treachery and black despair, of failing dreams and no remaining hope except to die and end the dream of fear. This is temptation, nothing more than this. Can this be difficult to choose against? Consider what temptation is, and see the real alternatives you choose between. There are but two. Be not deceived by what appears as many choices. There is hell or heaven, and of these you choose but one. Let not the world's light given unto you be hidden from the world. It needs the light, for it is dark indeed, and men despair because the Saviour's vision is withheld, and what they see is death. Their Savior stands unknowing and unknown, beholding them with eyes unopened, and they cannot see until he looks on them with seeing eyes and offers them forgiveness with his own. Can you, to whom God says, "Release my son," be tempted not to listen, when you learn that it is you for whom he asks release? And what but this is what this course would teach? And what but this is there for you to learn? This section points out that one has made a major error in separating oneself from others. And this one mistake has made achieving vision seemingly impossible. It has led to one's fear of awakening and one's fear of love itself, and has made one attracted to guilt and loss. One has used judgment as a weapon to keep everyone and everything away from oneself. And this one error binds one to separation and identifying with being a body, and making a hell for oneself. Yet to escape the misery, one must witness the innocence and purity of the other, and undoing the separation. For the other's holiness can only be seen through one's own innocence, which can then join with the other. This seeing is the Savior's vision, which sees the perfection of all it looks upon. It is a vision without judgment and absent of the past, in a mind that is open and clear.